So, you guys, lately I've been finding myself putting the ankle in the background. He's a breath of fresh air. He cracks me up. So, once in a while, he's been doing reactions to Amberlynn's old videos, which I tried to look at. I'm sorry, I just couldn't do it. Listening to him react to them, it makes it a lot easier for me to get through them. So, these are a couple of clips that I took from different videos that he did, and I will be linking his channel in the description below. But it's a couple clips from different videos. Like I said, I wanted to put my 2 cents in. So here we go.
That's gotta be hard, cause I don't remember where the source was from, but it's talked about pretty often that I think it was Tammy, Aunt Tammy, that said the reason Amberlynn was kicked out, one of the reasons, it was one of many, was kicked out originally and had to go to Casey's was because she was such a strain on her mother's recovery.
And honestly, I found that wild because it's in the previous video, 2 videos ago that I did with Beck. Beck has mentioned that my Wednesday Adam has become such a strain on her grandmother and her mother. That's why she got kicked out, but never really got into details. She just said, how family members, how family dynamics are sometimes, are strenuous, which I left it there. Understandable. No family is perfect. So I included that little segment in because I was like, oh, oh, wow, interesting. Anyway, so let's continue. This is the part where Amber was still living with Crystal.
And I think with my weight loss this week, it kind of shows that what I'm doing is working for me. So last Wednesday I weighed 362.8, and this Wednesday, which was today, I weighed 360.2. So that is down 2.6 pounds. I am very, very happy with. For a fact, next week I will be in the 350s.
And I included this part in because I'm like, wow, yeah, she was still pretty big, but not as big as she is now. And how sweet and innocent she came across, the Lord, until we found out later on, Jesus save us all. But here she seemed like she was actually trying, and she was glowing, she was proud of herself. And I think, isn't this the era where the 89 lbs that she kept on saying that she lost came from? The 89 lbs. And the one where Nikado Avocado kept on saying she lost the damn pound over and over again and counted it over and over again to the 89 lbs. But here she seems so happy and proud of herself that she was actually trying. What happened? What happened? I want to know.
I know it. I'll do it. I'll push it and I'll just do it. I know I will.
Oh, my Wednesday, Adam. This is the future telling you. It didn't last long. It did not last long at all. You got bigger and bigger. You went to break up with Crystal, or Crystal went on to break up with you. You went and moved in with Destiny, and then you just kept on growing from there. Only if you kept on this path, you would have been a healthy, not necessarily a skinty, because not always being skinty doesn't always mean healthy, but you would have been a healthier version of yourself only if you kept up with it. It's unfortunate.
I just used to be so, I didn't like myself so much that it kind of reflected onto other people. And, I gave attitude a lot. And
What? You don't say. Beck can testify with that. Destiny can testify with that. We don't know about Crystal. Crystal kind of like didn't want anything to do with the interwebs nonsense. Good for her. She was more worried about her mental health. Lord, you went on and became worse, MB. You went on to become even worse. I hate to tell you that.
I was always kind of, I won't say negative because I try to be positive in every situation. But if
Yeah.
someone, kind of upset me, I definitely make a point to express that. And
I am not sure if it's the previous videos that I edited with Beck or if this upcoming video I'm working on with Beck where they said you had to agree with Amber, otherwise if they did not agree with Amber, it would be all outright war, like argument wise. So yeah, Ambi, no. That part of you never changed.
I'm not really like that anymore. I kind of do, you know, be even more positive and
Yeah.
just throw the negativity away. And I feel like
Aww.
when you change your diet, it not only helps your health on the scale, or helps your heart health, or helps your
Oh my god.
Oh my god, this part I was like, she is still doing the same thing today. She's on a semaglutide. She loses a couple of weights, a couple of pounds. She comes on the interwebs to tell us how important it is to be healthy because it changes your whole outlook. Because you know what? The rest of us idiots do not know this already. She is giving us a message that we knew nothing about. It so cracks me up that she still did this back then. Oh my god.
liver health. I don't know. It also helps your mental health, and it really, it just feels great all around to feel healthy. It just
Incredible.
feels really good. I know calling myself healthy is probably something that people can't really look at myself and be like, "Are you sure you're healthy? You're obese."
Wednesday Adams, now compared to this on the screen right here, what I see on the screen right here, I would say this version of yourself was actually healthy. I would say this version of yourself was actually healthy compared to what you have to work with now.
Um, the only thing, it kind of feels good to say, but I don't have, diabetes. I'm not even pre-diabetic, but I guess you could consider me pre-diabetic since I am obese, but get from being obese, and I want to keep doing what I'm doing so I never get those things. Diabetes runs in my family. I mean, almost everyone in my family has diabetes or is pre-diabetic.
But
Fascinating. Does Abby ever talk about having diabetes or not? Not that it matters as long as she's taking care of herself, taking her meds and all that stuff. Since she's saying that it runs in her family. I was just wondering about that. Jeez. Hopefully she is taking better care of herself these days. Even though we can tell the weight gain, I know that. But I mean overall, other things, I hope she's taking care of herself.
And I can't imagine having diabetes. And
Okay, so you guys, this is the most interesting part. Lean in. I did not know this. Like I said, I tried to watch her videos by myself without any commentary. I just couldn't do it. I don't know how people did it. They did it. Good for them. I'm been relying on the ankle and his videos to be able to go back to understand more than what I understood about MB. But yeah, leaning in this portion, leaning.
my dad, when I was younger and when I was living with him, he
yeah, she
got
is.
very sick. Very, very sick, and I was gonna lose him. I was very young at the time, and I couldn't quite understand it or grasp onto what was happening.
Dude, please go to a therapist.
It was to the point of he lost his hearing for a little bit. I
That's scary.
still don't understand it at all, what happened. But he was in the hospital for a very, very, very long time. And when he came out of the hospital, he couldn't hear. And
Yeah, that's very scary. I've heard of phenomenon like that of people getting ill, going to the hospital, or even if they don't go to the hospital and they lose their hearing and never recover. And you guys remember Foxy Brown? The same thing happened to her. She got sick and then she completely lost her hearing. That has to be freaking scary, man. That has to be scary.
I don't know if it was a diabetic coma that he was in. I'm pretty sure it was. But when he woke up for about a week, he just couldn't hear. And I don't understand. I don't know the scientific reasoning. It's like I will never forget it. He would just stare into space and not talk, not move, not anything, and it was scary.
I mean, like, yeah, I bet that has to be terrifying. You go to the hospital, you're in a coma, you wake up, you can't hear anything. Yeah, that has to be frightening. That absolutely has to be frightening. And if I remember correctly, Foxy Brown never got back her hearing. I think she permanently lost her hearing, which is sad. That's very sad.
And he has suffered with diabetes for the longest time and still to this day. I don't really talk to him much, and whenever I do talk to him, he always says how he is in and out of the hospital because of his diabetes. He actually has a hole in his leg.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, the uncle took the reaction right out of my mouth. Holy moly. So, wasn't his dad is a heavy addict too, right? That depending what you do, that could also cause that, and diabetes could cause. Holy Christ. Wow. Yikes. Yeah, I don't know how to respond to that one.
Very big, gross, deep hole in his leg from diabetes. And
Dude, how is her father even alive today then? What the fuck?
I, I just can't. I don't want that to be me. And it scares me
Oh,
changing the way I do things. I mean, it has to help, right? I mean, don't want that to be me. I can't imagine taking insulin. I just can't. It's like even though I had to live with that with my dad, it's still so unfamiliar to me because I didn't have to have it happen to me, if that makes sense. And
It is so fascinating to me because you can tell here she was really, really concerned. You would think that would have been enough of a motivator to keep with her weight. You know what I mean? Like I said, being skinny doesn't always necessarily mean that you're healthy, but I mean, she didn't have to be a toothpick, like just keeping up with her weight, doing a better job of looking after herself. You would think that would have been even a bigger motivator, but it wasn't, unfortunately.
I mean, my overall story is being obese isn't just being obese. It carries so much other stuff, heart problems and bone problems and everything like that. And I'm pretty sure you guys have noticed that I have a lot of issues with my bones or whatever else you want to call it, because if it ain't my knee, it's my back, and if it ain't my back, it's my knee, and if it ain't one of them, it's my arms, if it ain't that, it's my shoulder.
Yeah, and the other thing is, if she was having all those issues already, how old was she in this? 23, 22, 23. Um, she understood it was due to her weight. Why didn't she follow through and try to lose weight, to alleviate all those stresses she was putting in her body? But that wasn't enough. Jeez. So, anyways, we're gonna jump towards the end of the video here. This is the last section of it. We're gonna jump to the Destiny era, and she was having a breakdown because Destiny had to go to work and it was her day off, and she was spiraling because Amberlynn cannot be by herself, apparently. I thought she was just faking it, and apparently it's a thing. She just cannot stand being with herself. So, yeah, let's listen to this again from the ankle that I clipped it from him. Just like different videos, like I said, different sections that I found them interesting and I wanted to talk to you guys about. Anyways, let's listen.
One minute I'm like, well, how about I just count sodium? Next minute I'm just like, how about I just do protein? Next minute I'm like, how about I don't count anything and just eat in moderation? Like, you guys have no idea the things I'm dealing with inside my head. I don't know how to get it to stop. And now I'm starting to feel emotional because
Oh my God.
I'm so open with you guys, and I just feel like
This part also made me chuckle, like she's so open. One thing I'll give Envy is, unlike my Canadian bacon, she has managed herself to keep a lot of her private stuff that she didn't want out there private. Only for a period of time, though. Only for a period of time she's able to do that. She doesn't lay everything out there in a table. It's only after she goes on and pisses off a lot of people, then they come out to the interwebs and spill out the beans. But for most parts, I'll give her that she doesn't always try to make her personal life content, if that makes any sense. I mean, like, yes, I know the Destiny era and Crystal era, and but you know what I mean. Yeah, she tried to showcase those people because she turned them into content, but when it came to the deep personal relationships, she did a better job of doing her best to keep that off of the interwebs, if that makes any sense. I hope that made sense of that one.
it's taken for granted. It
Huh?
really does. A lot of the time I'm called a liar. How
Well.
am I lying?
I'm sorry, I'm going to leave the Echo's reactions on this one because his reaction is somewhere that I was when she said all this. It reminds me of Scooby-Doo. Like, huh? Like, that's exactly like when I was listening to this, I had to run back to my phone. I'm like, hold up, I gotta screen record this. That's exactly how I was reacting. Like, who? What are you talking about, woman? What? But yeah, he cracks me up, his reaction, because it's exactly my reaction. So you're gonna hear those little snippets because that's exactly how I'm feeling.
Like, I'm so brutally honest with you guys. It's disgusting. And it's like, I don't hide anything. And I don't know what to say. I just feel like I regret becoming the person that I am.
Well.
I mean, I'm sorry, the ankle is funny. This is how I have been reacting to this. Like, well.
And I feel like I'm so far down in my grave, I don't know how to climb back out. You know, people have asked me before, like, if I could go to like a food rehab place, or if I would go like to a hospital and have restricted eating, or things like that. And honestly, I would do it in a heartbeat.
And you guys, the insane thing is what brought this up. Like I said, Destiny was at work. She's at home by herself. They were supposed to be packing to be moving. Instead of Amber and Amber fashion from the videos I've watched, she doesn't help anybody do anything. She doesn't do anything. She expects her partner to do everything. So she is wallowing in herself instead of actually starting to pack because they're supposed to be moving to Oklahoma or is it Kentucky? One of those. She orders herself a medium pizza and devours the whole entire thing. So this sadness is brought up by the post-eating clarity. you know? So now she's talking about going into impatient, and this is before she started making the big bucks on YouTube. So she's saying, if I could, I would. I don't have insurance, I don't have the money, blah, blah, blah. So now it brings me back to now. Amber, you're making all this money, you made all that money. Why are you not checking yourself into inpatient treatment? Because to me, at this point, honestly, I don't understand your excuse why you are not doing that now, because clearly, or I'm assuming that you can now afford it.
Yeah. Well, it's been quite a few heartbeats later, dude, and you still haven't done anything.
I really would. I don't have insurance. I don't have the money for that kind of thing, but
You do now.
And that is exactly my thought. Exactly. Like, you have the money now. Or are we just assuming that she has the money now? And then I remember I used to watch Amber towards the end of the Destiny era. Then I got off of that. And then I came back. She was with Back. Then I got out of that because I don't like the way she was treating Back. Then I'll tune in once in a while about the wifey. I remember when they used to call the wifey the hand. Because that's all she would show us her hand. So they were calling her the hand before they called her the wifey. She was making money then. And Amber doesn't go anywhere. And I think the most money she spent on herself is the perfumes and the Legos, because I understand those are not cheap. I don't do Legos. So yeah, they say those are not cheap. But I said that to say, I remember she said the one time that she used to spend $4,000 a month on takeout. Did she stop that, or is that still continuing? Because I cannot imagine spending that much money on takeout. That's absolutely insanity. And at that point, wasn't she like pulling in like anywhere between 30 to 40 grand a month? So you mean to tell me that I don't know how much she makes now, she doesn't really do much. She blew through all the money. She doesn't have anything saved up for her now to go into intake. I find that hard to believe that she blew through all that money, honestly. I find that hard to believe that she blew all through all that money.
just want anything that those things are free.
Unless she's just absolutely broke and absolutely ate through all of the money that she could have saved over the years. She could be a millionaire.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. How I cannot believe that she ate through all that money. Please don't tell me that she did that. It does not make any sense. It absolutely does not make any sense if she's broke. Like I said, Amber does not live an extravagant life, aside from her, her little indulgence. But those are not enough to cause her to go broke, honestly. Yeah, that would be insane if she's actually broke. I mean, like, I know now people kept on saying, oh, she's broke, she's making this much, she's doing this, she's doing that, money's running low. I always looked at her to be more frugal, unlike my Canadian bacon. You know what I mean? More frugal than my Canadian bacon. Because if you barely travel, you don't do anything extravagant, aside from spending $4,000 a month, which is still insane amount of money on takeout, how can you be broke? Make it make sense.
But she squandered all of the money.
I would be there. I don't want to die. Like,
I mean, honestly, after watching Uncle's video, especially this particular video, it's like an hour-long video, I kind of like understood a little bit why she doesn't like being alone, because then she has to face a demon, then she has to face herself, and it doesn't seem like she's ever going to be ready to do that unless if she goes to therapy. But the other thing is, since being is she in Oklahoma? Yeah, she's in Oklahoma now. There's no replacement yet. She's probably already talking to another female, but there's no replacement yet. So she is at home by herself, all day long, somehow she has to face it, right? It's kind of like she's being forced to deal with herself, and I hope that she actually sits there and deals with herself instead of burying her feelings with food, if that makes any sense.
To say because everyone dies, but it's like I don't want to die young. And sometimes
Well, listen, 34, anything before the age of like 80, I would say is like, that's on the younger side. That's unfortunate.
Ugh, that's a morbid thought. Ugh, yeah, I agree with you on that one. And honestly, I wish our ladies would do what's necessary to get themselves to a healthier weight, but they don't understand why everybody is frustrated with them. It's like people have been watching you, Amber, for over a decade. My Canadian bacon for 8 years, going around the Ferris wheel, the hamster wheel, and you guys are keeping yourself on that hamster wheel because you don't want to go to therapy. And I also think part of it is they know if they lose weight, they would have to change their content. And they're terrified of that. You know, like it might be a good thing if they do that because then you actually get people behind you that truly support you. You see how much support you would get. I mean, you also have done some terrible things that, people are going to hate you for. But I'm saying for actually you doing well for yourself, you actually get more support behind you if they would just go that route.
But
dying isn't just
listen, dude, I'm surprised she made it into the 30s. I'm gonna be so for real.
oh, she's dead. Let's go have a funeral. Sometimes dying is like
What?
where I'm already at. It's like I'm already dead.
So you
Whoa. Whoa. So if that's how she felt then, that's how she feels now. She has already given up on herself a long time ago. Now she's just along for the joyride. That is sad. That is so sad. Wow. I wasn't expecting that.
I don't get to do the things that a normal 25-year-old gets to do, and
but she tries to portray it as she does.
it hurts, you guys, and I don't know what to do.
Damn, you need to freaking go somewhere and actually get some help, dog. It's these like moments of clarity with her that actually makes me like feel for her because it at least shows that she understands her problem a bit, you know? Whereas any other time, we don't get that she truly understands the issue.
Yep. So now it makes me wonder, with all the flexing about the girlfriends and the girlfriends and the girlfriends, is that her way of telling us, look, I am still good enough to get somebody? Like, normally, most of us really do not care if you have a girlfriend or not. Most of us really don't care if you have a partner or not. What I'm wondering is that her way of proving herself to the rest of everybody else? Am I making my question clear? I'm not sure if I'm making it clear.
And I hate that I'm sitting here like doing
Good Lord. And this is all because Destiny's at work and she couldn't sit there with her. This is crazy.
this right now. Those comments just really got to me,
Because they were true.
and they got me thinking, and
Oh, damn. See, and that's what happens. If Amberlynn starts to think, she starts to spiral. So, oh, Amby.
I just don't know what to do anymore.
Damn. And this was years ago, you guys. Like 8 years ago, I think. 7 or 8 years. Yeesh.
So, like he said, since this was so long ago, like now I'm wondering, like, what does she do now when she feels herself spiraling? Because she gets these moments of clarity, obviously. And right now, the internet is not liking her at all. Mostly right now, the internet has that pitchforks after her. So she can't be calling Mama Lane at work. She's at work. You know what I mean? She can spend her days at work consoling Envy. Oh, yes, there has to be a new chick in the mix. There has to be a new girlfriend in the works. Or a new online friend in the works. And then this cycle is going to repeat again because she's going to make that new friend upset, and that new friend is going to start a channel, and then we're going to have another Alexis 2.0. Oh boy.
And I just feel like the people around me don't understand, and they never will. I don't know, like, anybody that's my weight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn you, Uncle, for making me laugh. Oh my god, damn you. But yeah, Amber, my dear, like for real, don't come to the internet and tell us that you're going to therapy. Actually, go to therapy. Actually, you know what? Forget therapy. Go to check yourself into inpatient because they'll also have to provide you with therapy there. Go to inpatient, therapy will be provided over there. Just go do those things because I'm actually feeling bad for you right here. I can separate my feelings towards stuff you've said and done to other people and still have some sort of a sympathy to you as a human being. But, honey, impatient. It comes with therapy. Go there. Please go help yourself.
And it's like, even if I did, it's like, that doesn't mean they know how I feel. Because everyone goes through different things and feels different emotions. And
Oh wow, no duh.
I don't know. I just hate myself right now. I really do.
Yeah, so yeah, you guys, those are the parts I found most interesting. I just wanted to put my 2 cents in. Let me know what you think. And I'm not sure I'm going to title this video because it's like only if we'll be having a different conversation right now about Amber, only if she listened to herself in these moments, you know? It will have, we'll be talking, shut up, stomach, that's my stomach. We will be talking about different things about Amber right now. It's sad. It is sad. I can empathize and sympathize on this particular topic that I covered here. But yeah, you guys, that's all I got on this video. I will catch you in the next video. Like I said, I'll be hitting you up with a lot of videos because, I missed a couple of days. I had stuff going on IRL. But yeah, I'll catch you in the next video, you guys. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.